peace, love, and blessings. This is the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic, and welcome to Mayan Moon Mondays for the week of March 20th to March 27th. So, welcome. Whether you're listening to this live or listening to the recording, thank you so much for being here. Happy spring. It is the equinox. We are moving into a new energy, a new power. So welcome to it. We have the equinox. So there's equal day, equal night. So we are in balance or learning how to become balanced at this time. So let's go ahead and I'll share my screen and we will get into it. So again, welcome to Mayan Moon Monday. And let's go ahead and get ourselves settled in. Again, we are coming into a new shift, a new energy. Some of us may have felt it already. Some of us may need to connect to it. So what we're going to do is take a few moments to breathe deeply and get ourselves set into the present moment. So I'm going to actually give us a timer for 1 minute. And we'll go ahead and get started. And as I said, we're going to go ahead and do deep breathing, and then we'll go into the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. And taking deep inhales and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. As you inhale, bring any energy to the surface that needs to be released. And exhale and release it into the universe. Inhale, take it in. And exhale what we no longer need. Inhaling, gathering space. Exhale, removing what's not needed to make more space. When we've reached 1 minute, take one more deep breath. Exhale. You can slowly begin to open your eyes. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the recording and breathe until you feel open and light and connected. And now we're going to go into the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. From the East House of Light, may wisdom dawn in us so we may see all things in clarity. From the South House of Night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may see all from within. From the West House of Transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the North House of the Eternal Sun, may right action reap the harvest so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, House of Heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, House of Earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ashe. Where Grandma Moon is going to be for this week, and she's going to start in Pisces. She's going to move into Aries, Taurus, and then Gemini. So spirituality, identity, our love, value, possessions, and our thoughts are going to be on display for this week. Now, as you can see here, the moon is going to be void for 3 days this week. This is the last week of the initiation cycle. So we're going to be feeling a lot of movements as we move into spring today. The last days of the initiation cycle is going to be infused with yet another energy of starting things new. Um, we have the added energy of the earth starting anew with spring. So we are going to definitely take advantage of that, and also just take into account the moon being void 3 days out of 7 days. So we are just going to be moving through and hitting these issues as we go. When the moon is void, if this is the first time you're hearing that term, the technical term is void, of course. This is when the moon is traveling between signs, or more technically, she's no longer making aspects from the last sign or relationships from one sign, and she's moving into the next sign. So as long as the moon is void, we don't want to do anything new. We want to also pay more attention to our inner world. So it's about completion. It is about your inner cleaning, inner clarity. So you definitely want to get readings done when the moon is void. Um, like I said, completion, um, things of that nature. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go trying to start anything. Like there's no relationship. It's just you out there. So when it's you, you focus on you. And then when we have other entities, then we interact with those entities as the moon does. We follow the moon. So 3 days, the moon will be void, of course. We start off in the phase of the waning crescent. So we have one more day to let go of things that we no longer need. We can focus on where we sabotage ourselves, where we feel spiritually, what gifts do we have that we didn't know about. We may find out some things, that we don't know about in regards to people, situations, things like that. The moon is waning crescent. Then we're going to have the new moon tomorrow. So we have the spring equinox on Monday, the new moon on Tuesday. So this newness is moving from the sun, combining with the moon, combining with the initiation cycle. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We have a whole week to work in this initiation energy with the new moon and the spring equinox to help us as well. And then the moon is going to be waxing for the rest of the week, where we're going to start to gain light, gain insight, gain ground. So we are currently still in the 9th solar moon of intention, where we focus on the pulse, realizations and intentions. So we're going to focus on where the centralized energy is, how that is flowing, um, make whatever realizations that we make and move with intention, or our intention happens from seeing where our energy is pooling, what realizations we've made, and walking in those realizations and in our power. We continue in this solar moon of intention up into April 3rd. And also, if you want to know more information about the Jaguar solar moon of intention, you definitely want to check out the Jaguar solar moon of intention on my YouTube page, where the Mayan moon Mondays are also hosted on YouTube. So that's going to be at Empress Nicole. That's the name of my YouTube channel. I've had it for many, many years. Many transformations have been made since I had that YouTube channel. Now putting it into good use. So the Jaguar solar moon of intention. So as we go through the calendar, you're going to see a certain color of the Mayan sign or seal. It corresponds with a certain phase, and it corresponds with a certain direction. So when you see the seal in the color red, we're in the initiation phase in the eastern direction. When you see the color white, it corresponds with a refinement cycle in a northern direction. When we see tap into the blue, we're transforming with the transformation phase in the west direction. Lastly, when you see the color yellow, we are in the ripen or ripening harvest phase and the southern direction. So for this week, we're going to be focusing and based in the energy of storing and remembering from the 20th to the 22nd, of processing and formulating from the 23rd to the 26th, and output and expression on the 27th. So we're going to go ahead and start. Today's energy is the white resonant world bridger. With the white resonant world bridger, we are guided by the higher power of endlessness. So the state of where things don't end, that could be an energy that is painful for us, or it can be very, very liberating, just knowing that we can put ourselves in states of endlessness. Now, whether we feel good or not is going to be depending on some other factors. When we have the white world bridger, it is about equalizing opportunity and death. So putting everything on one level, taking advantage of our opportunities, and allowing us to transform, or the energy or the power of death with the white world bridger. We're always going from one state to another when the world bridger is present. So we definitely want to make any adjustments, as this is the week of refinement. It's a day of refinement. So we definitely want to focus on adjustments and organization. And we're actually, this is a precursor, because starting next week, we're going to be jumping into the refinement cycle. So it's going to be 52 days where we focus primarily on adjusting, on organizing, on making things pure. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. We have the resonant tune or tone of attunement. So today we should definitely be in touch with spirit, definitely meditating, letting the information from spirit come into us, inspired in spirit. And so we are inspired, and then we can also inspire others when we become one. We start the week out, the moon is going to start in Pisces. The moon is very comfortable here. The only place she's more comfortable is in Cancer, where she rules. When the moon is in Pisces, our emotions are higher, our imaginations are higher, our inspiration is higher. We can tap into our hidden strengths and powers. We find where we are sabotaging ourselves, and anything that we don't know can come up when the moon is in Pisces. Not quite like when the moon is in Scorpio. Things definitely come up for us to focus on how we feel and how we're going to move based on these new things that come to our attention. And last but not least, we start with the heart chakra, and we want to focus on that. So if for any reason we are not feeling connected to this energy today, it's feeling kind of off, we don't feel into our feelings, we may be on overload. Our heart might be too full, our emotions might be too high, too intense. So we want to tap into the energy of the store, or I like to say storage, where we're going to remember a different energy. So just remember heart chakra, remembering, and keep that all in mind. As we move into Tuesday, we have the blue galactic hand. This is the start of the third week of the solar moon of intention. It's a day of transformation, so things definitely are going to take a change. Powerful, powerful day, because we experience the galactic tone of integrity. So when we're in harmony, we can model that harmony to others and move in our power of integrity. So it's going to be, again, important that we remember who we are, where we come from. It's also going to be important that we understand that we're still in that moon and Pisces energy. So we are going to be able to use this energy to propel us with this new moon energy. So it's a lot of potential in this new moon energy, because it's a 0 degrees in Aries. Now we have that new moon energy. We're in the cycle of initiation, but Aries is the first sign of the zodiac of Western astrology, and so it things get started when the moon is in Aries. Um, it's about our identity, our self-awareness. Our energy is higher. Energy and things are happening around us. So it's really important to understand that today, Tuesday, that is going to be guided by magic. The magic that we possess, we're going to be able to utilize it with the moon starting in Pisces and moving into Aries. Now, the moon is going to be void, so we do want to take the importance of this day of transformation and literally store it until the next day, and then we can actually do some outer work with this new moon energy. But the blue hand is going to have us focused on what we have a grip on, what we want to put our hands on, what we want to have an intimate knowledge of, what we know, what we accomplishment is what we know, and what we know brings healing. So we have a big opportunity to focus on our accomplishments and let them lead to our healing. So maybe we need to look at it in a different way. We're definitely going to be aspecting with Chiron, who is also in Aries. So between the time that the moon is in Aries, we definitely have an opportunity to face our wounds that have been deep within us, And we have the opportunity to equalize that with another vibration and bring depth to what has held us back in the past. That's literally, um, coming from the world bridger and then allowing us to put our hands on everything. So if you can put your hands on your life and move it around and adjust it to have it look and feel and operate the way that you want to, how will you do that? Through integrity. The blue galactic hand will give us the energy to ponder those questions. Now, as we move into Wednesday, we have the yellow solar star. So, first of all, the solar tone of intention, this is the energy of this whole month, is moving with intention, knowing the central energy of how things are moving, realizing how that affects you, and moving with intent off of that data that you have received from remembering. Now, this yellow star, we're ripening, we're maturing, we're harvesting. This is something that for this week on Wednesday, it's a continuous thing because we're guided by the flowering. So it's time to show our face to the sun and shine, for one thing. Another thing is the star is always levels. There's always levels to this thing, to this energy on Wednesday. Um, the star is always giving you energy from light years away, so the energy that we're tapping into or people tap into for us is, for the most part, is old energy. People are rarely seeing us as the person we are now, but the person that we have been. But this is a message to you as well, to know that, again, the transformation or death of things that we don't need give us an opportunity to be born again, to have our light shine in a new way. And this is crucial to understand right now. On Wednesday, we tap into the root chakra. So it's about manifestation. It's about, what you have been imprinted, what's been imprinted upon you when you were growing up, because this is going to show how you move through transformations. It's going to affect whether you focus on that old light that people are responding to or the light that you are right now. So again, we are still tapping into our memories. So again, it could be good or bad, depending on how you perceive what has happened to you. Um, but we do have a waxing crescent moon, and so the energy will definitely be on the increase as we venture, as we gather information, as we fortify, as we prepare for more things, as we start to externalize, bringing things from the inside to the outside world, as we advance, as we expand. Moving in to Thursday, we have the red planetary moon. The red planetary moon, that vibration is the tone of manifestation. When we perfect, we produce, we manifest. And we're doing that with the red moon. So when we have that red moon, it's going to be all about signs and signals. We're definitely going to be in tune with the universe, letting us know how energy is coming to and fro, and we will be able to move accordingly. We are guided by the higher power of navigation. So you don't want to freehand this. You don't want to just dive in and see what happens. A lot of times people want to start something new when they say, I want to see what happens. You really want to move with authority and have a plan. we are guided by navigation. So if you want to get somewhere, especially on Thursday, and this energy of initiation, you want to navigate. You want to have a plan. You want to have a map. You want to know where you're going. The moon is in Aries. It's a red moon. It is about initiating. But these initiations are going to be more internal because we have our second void. Of course, the moon is going to be moving out of Aries, where we have focused on our identity, awareness of self, and moving and grooving. And then we're going to move it into another level as the moon shifts into Taurus, where value, love, money, that's going to be on the menu. This is the energy you look forward to when you need a prolonged and persistent effort, because Taurus is stable and you do not want to do anything quick. You want to take your time. And the moon in Aries always is ready to go, but you're going to have to chill that down. And because the moon is void, you want to make that go, go, go energy an internal go, go, go. You know, an internal, you see signs, you see signals, and you're processing it, perfecting and producing and manifesting as a part. Now, the energy we're going to be under once we hit that red planetary moon, which will be in effect for 4 days, is the energy of process. We're definitely going to be formulating our next move. So to formulate in this higher power of navigation, and if you're moving through your awareness of self and how you value yourself and how you love yourself, and then externalize that energy, it's a good energy to move through, to initiate through, especially these last days of the initiation cycle. So we're going to do a full cycle: initiation day, Thursday; refinement, Friday; transformation on Saturday; and harvest on Sunday. So when we move into Monday, into the refinement cycle, we're going to be starting a whole new phase, a new cycle. On Friday, we have the white spectral dog. We are guided by the higher power of the heart times 2. So your heart is going to be the focus and the navigator for Friday. Again, we're processing, and we're going to be processing through love. So the way that we love, the way that loyalty is moving on this day, and we're moving again from the power of the heart. And that is going to liberate us. We have the spectral tone of liberation, where what we don't need dissolves. So what we don't need actually dissolves, and what we're aware of that we're holding on to that doesn't naturally dissolve, we let it go. And that's going to lead to our liberation. And we're going to also be liberated by how we see ourselves, what we think we possess. That's why the moon is in Taurus right here. You know, how do you value yourself? What is your worth? You know, how do you love? Do you understand the strength of those words or not? This is a high vibration, not only because the power of the heart is doubled, but also we have a galactic activation portal day. So the energy is always has more energy to it, has more electricity to it. The energy, when we have that portal, everything is more intense. Everything is more amplified. The veils between the worlds are thinner, just like when we're around Halloween, the veil between realms are thin, so we can get more access to the Akashic records. We have more and easier access to guidance and to inspiration. So we definitely want to tap into that energy. On Saturday, we have another day of transformation during a week of transformation. We're guided by the higher power of abundance, and we have the blue crystal monkey. The blue crystal monkey is so awesome. I love the monkey simply because when the monkey's around, we breaking illusions. We not being serious. We are going to play and we are into our magic. But with the crystal tone, it allows us, well, first we're guided by the higher power of abundance, but the tone of the crystal tone gives us dedication. It allows us to universalize. So instead of making everybody be everything, this, that, everything is one. And when we're one, cooperation is easy because we are one. Now, on Saturday, we have our last void, of course, for the week. Yep. And the moon is going to be moving from Taurus into Gemini. So, how you're feeling is naturally what you feel like you have is naturally going to go to your head, to your thoughts. And that's what happens when the moon is in Gemini. We're doing mind things, we're studying, we're tapping into our intellect, and we're more social. We are with our friends, our family, our acquaintances, and the moon in Gemini. Like I always love when the moon is in Gemini, not because I have so many people that I love that are Gemini, because I do, but because thoughts. I always get great ideas when the moon is in Gemini. Now, this energy is going to also be more amped, more intense, because this is another gap day. And then because we've had 2 gap days, one day and the next day, this might be a little bit more intense because it's had a little time to build. So this is a portal day. So we do have the power to transform into and go where we want to become anything. We can do it every day, but it's more likely than not to happen when we are experiencing a galactic activation portal day. Now, Sunday, we have the yellow cosmic human, guided by the higher power of intelligence. The higher power of intelligence. Now, before I move into my next part, let me look up intelligence. So, intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. And so we're guided by the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. As a yellow human, where we're still processing, we have the power of influence. We influence with our wisdom and free will. But what's going to guide us is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. Now, being in Gemini, it's a natural, it's a natural pair is the word I want to say. So remember, we can acquire and apply knowledge and skills as we want to, because it's free will. And with the cosmic tone, the last tone of presence, so being present allows us to focus on what we have endured and what we have transcended. And you can't tap into that wisdom of the human experience unless you're present. So when you're present, you're able to know, oh, I got through this, need to get through this. Um, the moon continues to be in Gemini. We are still processing and formulating. And this is the last day of the initiation cycle. So, anything, if you have not started something, especially what you have enchanted, um, the initiation cycle will end and we're moving on to the next cycle. Now, does that mean that if you didn't start by Sunday, that you shouldn't start on it until you hit the enchantment cycle again? And my answer to that is no, because we have different goals, dreams, and aspirations, and we worked on them or not to a certain degree. The amount of work that you have put into your dreams so far will dictate what cycle they're going to be active in to advance. So if you initiate it and this is something that's well developed in your mind, or you well developed it on navigating on paper by a map, then you might peak in a transformation cycle. You might peak in the ripening cycle. So it's just really depending on how much traction you've gotten so far. And so never worry that, oh, it didn't start in the initiation cycle, so it's not going to happen. Nope, not the case. Just kind of, you want to stay present, self-aware, and keep notes, keep notebooks on what you're doing and what you're going. Like, you need to know what you've accomplished. So when you feel some kind of way, you know to keep going. There's a natural intelligence that is on this planet. It's the creator. And this natural intelligence we can tap into. We can tap into the creator's ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. That's next level. It's next level. So initiation cycle ends on Sunday. Last but not least, Monday, March 27th. Hey, have the refinement cycle. We have a new wave spell, a new fresh 52 days to dive into your power, to learn that you're not here on a whim. We all have worth, value, we have purpose, and you will get that done. Now, what I think is awesome is, first, we have the magnetic vibration. The magnetic vibration means simply this: observation, purpose, attraction. You do not have to do anything to find out what your purpose is. When we hit a magnetic day, all you have to do is be observant, looking around, looking out to see what's in your cipher, what's in your aura, what's in your environment. This is going to give you your focus and purpose for the next 13 days. So we're guided on this red magnetic Skywalker. I think this is interesting because the Skywalker was the energy for the full moon. It wasn't a magnetic tone, but the red Skywalker basically gives you an idea of what to tap into. So when we have the red Skywalker, we're tapping into wakefulness through exploration of space. Okay. If you have released, if you have let things dissolve and release the things that you no longer need, you are creating space. You are creating space for new opportunities. And it's up to you to explore these opportunities. But the extent of how far you will be able to go is wakefulness. This is important when we move into the refinement cycle, because we are definitely adjusting when we're in the refinement cycle. This week, we I am going to have the webinar and the beginning of the Refinement Club, where you're going to learn about the 4 wave spells that are associated with the refinement cycle, how you move through um, the refinement cycle. And that lets you know, like, that we have a day of refinement all the time. This is a 52-day cycle of refinement. It shows you what to do in your one day. So when we have the magnetic day, refinement, transformation, not magnetic, but the initiation, refinement, transformation, ripening, each day you can manifest quicker by understanding how to do things on a small level and on a bigger level. So we definitely will have 13 days to tap into this red magnetic skywalker. This is the spark, the jump off, the setting the tone for the refinement cycle. And you make adjustments when you're able to explore, what you have with awareness. And so that is Monday. That's going to enter us into a new energy of expression, of output. We have processed, we have gotten the input, we have self regulated. So it's time to express. And so that's what we're going to do on Monday. And that is our week. And I'm going to recap some of the important points and let you know some things that I have going on that you can tap into. And we are currently in the 9th Jaguar solar moon of intention. That is going to end on April 3rd. We are moving into the refinement cycle that's going to start on the 27th and continue into May. We have one new wave spell this week, and it's going to be the first wave spell of the refinement cycle, the red magnetic skywalker. And we're going to have the refinement cycle webinar on the 22nd. It is $60. We have, but just to let you know, for the time that the moon was in Pisces, and the fact that I had my Mayan birthday as well, both on the same day, really powerful when it happens together. I had an ongoing sale where all my services are half off. So you have one more day. So if you're listening to this on Monday, you have one more day to get any of my services half off. So take advantage of that. Everything but the Mayan moon calendar subscription. So for the subscription is $25 a month. You get 4 weeks of the Mayan moon calendar, and you get the current moon PDF letting you know all the important energies, events, so on and so forth. And we also have Mayan birth reading, the Mayan 13 days of power, and you have an opportunity to get the solar moon of intention directional reading. Now, I do have a directional reading general for everyone, and it's on YouTube. But if you want to understand and move more in your power, activating by the directions, which is north, east, south, and west, and corresponding that with the 4 major moon cycles, full moon, last and first quarter moon, and a new moon. And that allows you to prepare for the next month or the current month with more power, clarity, and awareness. So let me go ahead and stop the screen. I want to thank you so much for being with me today. taking in this information. And I hope you have a wonderful and powerful week. Peace, love, and blessings.